Friday. I'm joined now by Stephen Ocho Peterson, who picked up a UD win over Chase Hooper at UFC 263. Ocho, how's it going, man?
Man, never better. Honestly, just enjoying living life. I'm living a dream, so I gotta enjoy it and just be in the moment and try to take it all in.
Yeah, well, as you should. Very, very awesome performance, beating a tough young kid. And, I was telling you before we went live here, what was really interesting to me is you beat him at his own game. You were down there on the ground, which is where everyone said was his only chance to win, and you beat him at every turn and looked fantastic. I know that wasn't the game plan to go down there, but just run me through that, how that all transpired.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the game plan, but people also thought the only way I was going to win was on the feet. So, I did go in there with something to prove, and I feel like if I could have kept it on the feet more, I would have found that knockout. I was definitely searching for the knockout. You could see it, but he did a really good job of, forcing the clinch action and then dragging me down to the ground. In the first round, I think there was like 20 seconds into the fight, I kicked him with a body kick. I could see it in his eyes. He wilted and he backed off, and I was chasing him. And Ocho mindset, I would have went in there and thrown a flying knee or something and kind of teed off on him. But I was cautious, and I advanced forward, and then he clinched up and dragged me down to the ground. I passed immediately to side control and started dropping some elbows. I knew I didn't want to play in the kid's guard. I don't care who you're fighting or how good you are at jiu-jitsu. If the guy's got a good guard or a good ground game, you don't want to play in their guard. It's just, why give him a chance? So I passed his guard, started throwing bows. He kicked off the cage, re-guarded, and at that moment, it was a choice. I could have, switched to switch, Ocho, kill mode, try to pass the legs, get on him, go for the finish. I knew he was hurt, but that wasn't the game plan. The game plan was to let him stand up, and then back to striking. So, I had to be real focused, present-minded. Although I wanted the finish, I had to be prepared to win the fight by any means, and I had to be prepared to go to the distance, and I did that very well. I didn't deviate from the game plan other than going to the ground, and that was more of an adjustment. As he kept dragging me down into his guard, I felt the advantage. I felt a strength advantage. I felt a technical advantage. He was really slick, and it did tie up the action. He did really well about not letting me tee off on him, because if I would have, teed off, then he would have taken my back. So I had to shut that kind of thing down, and so there's a little, back and forth. But that was the technical battle, and I showed I was superior there. And what more can you ask for? Beat a guy at his own game. I know he's a kid. I know he's only going to get better, but I'm a vet, and I'm an expert in all areas.
Yeah, well, congrats on the win. And as you said, there was a strength advantage. I mean, watching the fight, you could tell that was very clear. You were able to kind of dictate where the fight went. Having said that, did your team in the corner, were they yelling at you when you were down on the ground to get back up to your feet and strike with him? Or were they okay just having you go through all the transitions when you were down on the ground with him?
Yeah, originally that was the plan, but in between corners, I had a conversation. Coach Safe knows that what I was feeling in there, and obviously it wasn't the plan, but it was what I'm feeling there. I can make the adjustments as I go, and that was the easiest path to victory. I didn't want it to look by any means. I wanted to avoid the ground with him. Being prepared to go to the judges' scorecards, if I'm running away, that could look bad. If I'm running away, I'm only landing a strike when he's coming in. He's aggressing, and it just doesn't look bad. So I had to show that I wasn't afraid to go to the ground with him. It was a calculated risk, and I'm confident in all my skills in there. There's nowhere in a fight where I'm going to be uncomfortable. So I had to show that, and that's what showed dominance, and that's what got me the decision, is being able to win the fight in all areas.
During the broadcast, Dean Thomas made the comment that he thought you were tired, and it was clear to him. Is that something that is accurate, or clearly not by you shaking your head?
Hell no. I was not tired. I was focused. I was present-minded. and conservative would be the best word to describe it. Because when Ocho comes out, that the leash is off. It's hard to get it back. I'm in war mode. When Steven's driving the wheel, he's a lot more calculated. He can stick to a game plan. So there's a time and a place to take that leash off and let the dog go. But this was not the time. This was not the place. It had to be a smart, calculated fight, because if I would have started teeing off in the third round, I started. I had a minute left in the fight. I like to finish strong. I want to finish my opponent, right? So I wanted to empty the gas tank. And as soon as I tried to start doing that, he's taking the back, shut it down. Come on, tee off. Taking the back. Oh man, now he's got my back. So I was in and out of that mode. I kept on letting loose on the leash. I was just giving Ocho a little bit of room. And every time I did that, that was when Chase was able to find a control position. And like, if he would have done more, if Ocho would have came out more and Chase would have taken my back and controlled minutes of the fight, then you might be talking to him right now. So I had to make sure he didn't take my back. And when he did take my back in the third, I had to continue to be calm and address the situation. And he held on. He did an amazing job of controlling what he can control and avoiding as much damage as possible. And I think I did a great job of shutting down his game and doing what damage I could without being overly aggressive to my own detriment.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I loved about this event in general is that the fans were back. They were there screaming. They were making a lot of noise, and you were clearly playing the heel in this fight. They were rooting for the youngster Chase Hooper. How did that affect you during the fight? Do you like playing that role? Does it bother you one way or the other?
I didn't anticipate being the heel, and at that point you have two choices. Are you going to embrace it, or are you going to fight it? So I chose to embrace it. Like, what am I going to go cry? Like, oh, they're booing me. I don't want to do this anymore. What? Kidding me? They started booing. I'm like, yes, let's go. I embraced that energy. So I stood on there. He read my weight, and it was it's miscalculation, whatever, no excuses. I fucked up, right? I pay for it. It's thousands of dollars out of my check. Anyways, I step on there. He says the weight, so I crumple up the paper, throw it behind me. Crowd boos, they erupt. I put my hands up. I take in all that energy. This is nothing new to me. When I was fighting for XKO, I was the brash young kid, walk out to all kinds of Eminem. I'm like rapping, blah, 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 walking out, rapping to my Eminem. And they're like, who is this kid? S on his chest, cocky motherfucker. And they don't know me. I'm getting ready to get locked in a cage with something. I don't know anybody. So I'm like, I'm just being me. And they're hating. So by the time I win the belt and defend the belt, I walk out of the cage. They're cheering. Same with Legacy. When I broke Matt Hobart's arm, I do this number to the crowd. They start booing because I'm celebrating the win, right? And I'm like, I can't control. I'm trying to hurt him. Yeah, I broke his arm. And they boo me. So I do this, not to mock my opponent, but the crowd cry about it. And they erupted up in boos. They build up the rematch, and they use this and then him on the ground, and they do a 30-minute interview with me. They chop out little pieces to make it sound like I'm not sorry, and like I did that to mock my opponent, whatever. Build me up as the heel. I embraced that role. Sure, I lost that fight. Next fight, I was humbled. I was humbled. Everybody, you're going to get a real job now? You're going to quit doing? No, I'm staying the course. By the time I work my way back up, now they're cheering me. I'm main event. I win the world title. Everybody's cheering me. No, the haters are silent, and they see what kind of person, the people that follow me, see what kind of person that I am in here, and that's what matters. So I've made a habit, local, world level, of turning the haters into fans and building off of this. This is nothing new to me. The story's already been written. It's been rehearsed, local level, world level. Now I'm in the UFC, and I didn't choose this path. It's chosen me, and it's repeating itself. So I'm getting better at it. And there's more people watching every time. So I'm just going to continue, stay the course, embrace it, um, stay true to myself and true to my heart. And people will see who I am as a person, father, coach, a role model. And you can hate me all you want, but I'm just keeping it real. I'm just being myself, enjoying the booze, enjoying the energy, taking it in and using it. Because if you don't use it, it's just free energy out there. Somebody else could use it to hurt you. So I'm gonna take it in and use it to fly, man. I'm using it to take off.
Well, there's two things I wanted to have you address. The first thing you touched upon a little bit, you talked about the missing weight. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on that as to what is that? That's a good looking energy drink. Looks like a big
Yeah,
blue beast.
you want to send that? Working with this new company. It's Gorilla Hemp energy drink. Tastes a lot like Monster, the blue one, the red, the green one, but a lot different as well. So yeah, you're welcome, Gorilla Hemp. Shout out to Kurt Angle and Chicken Snacks for hooking me up. By the way, it had nothing to do with my weight. I wasn't even eating chicken snacks the week of the fight. I was holding the bag. Come on, man. But anyway, yeah. I don't want to make excuses, but I could tell you the whole story, but it doesn't fucking matter, right? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I fucked up. I missed weight. Maybe I did it on purpose. Maybe I didn't. I did not miss weight on purpose. I would not give up 20% of my purse, which it's getting bigger. So this equals thousands of dollars. That's money out of my pocket, food off of my plate. I got a kid, I got a family, I got a house, I got stuff to pay for. I can't afford to lose that. And so I paid for that. So you can hate me all you want, but I'm the one paying for that.
Did you hear what Joe Rogan said? Did you hear what he said during the broadcast?
I heard people tell me first there, and what they said is not what he said. I went back and listened, and I was like, a cynical person might say that Peterson missed weight on. Okay, that's fun. I think it's funny. I think it's great. It stirs the pot. Joe Rogan always loves to stir the pot. And now I get to call him out next time I see him. Because you know damn well I'm going to call Joe Rogan out because he knows I didn't do that on purpose. But you can stir the pot all you want. And, you're only helping me. Keep commenting on my pictures. Talk all the shit you want. I'm not. I might reply if you say something funny, or I might spit some facts, but it doesn't trigger me. You're upping my algorithms for my page. You're helping me out, so keep it coming. Keep hating or loving. I think it's great. And now I get to call Joe Rogan out and keep it real with him. So that's pretty cool. He gave me props on my skills. He just you want to build me up to be a cynical character, then I'm gonna play the part. I wish I had another bandana in here. I'd put the mask on right now and play the part. But I didn't do it on purpose. It was a miscalculation. I was actually on pace, although I was thick. I put on muscle over the last year. My layoff, I've been working on becoming a better athlete because I had a surgery and whatnot. There was always things that you can do. If I can't use my arm, I'm going to use my legs. So there's always something that I was doing to try to become a better athlete. And I was a better athlete. I was in incredible shape going into the weight cut. I was right on schedule. I was ahead of schedule. And that may have very well been the mental lapse, me being ahead of schedule. I was I had the whole UFC nutrition team aware of what I was doing and why I was doing it. I'm not going to give exact details on every bit of what happened and how much weight was cut and whatnot, but I normally I dehydrate the day before the weigh-ins or the night before, and then don't sleep. I sleep like shit, and then wake up and cut the last pound or two, and then step on the scale. But I don't sleep. It's torture, So this time I didn't have too much to cut in my mind, comparatively to what I've cut before in the past, doing it the way I did it before. So, I started at midnight. I slept in the early evening, and I still didn't really sleep. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I thought I would sleep like a baby, 7 to midnight, get a good 5 hours of sleep, and then cut the weight. Still slept like shit. Woke up, started cutting the weight, and it was going really smooth, super smooth, and then it just stopped. I just stopped sweating. I kept going. I kept burning myself up. I had a couple rest periods because it wasn't working, right? Started changing things up. Long story short, between 5 a.m. and 10:40, I was only able to get off a pound and a half. It's absolutely ridiculous. I spent the majority of the time in the tub with 20, 30, 40 pounds of Epsom salt around me, rubbing alcohol on my skin, which if you have never done it before, it burns your skin. It is extremely painful. I had boxers on, and it started going down the V in my abs and right on my dick. I was screaming, and everybody's laughing, and that made me laugh. But it was like I was going through torture, but I wasn't mad about it because it was my fault. It hasn't happened in the past. I've had misses where I had an hour, miscalculated, and then made it. So I've never officially missed weight. This is the first time I've officially missed weight. It will not happen again. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing for myself, embarrassing for my team, a lapse in judgment, and it was unprofessional. I apologize to anybody I might have offended, but I'm the one paying for it, so y'all can get fucked.
Well, I appreciate you, elaborating on all of that. The other thing that you took a little bit of heat from that I wanted to hear your side on was the start of the third round, the glove touch to Superman punch. Is that, what is your, I guess, thought process on that? Do you feel like that was something that was wrong, or do you feel like you're getting unnecessarily, crucified for, in a sense?
I'm going to keep it 100% real right now. I could play this two ways. Like, yeah, I did that shit on purpose, right? Be the bad guy. I'm a bad guy, right? Yeah, fuck that kid, blah, 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 whatever. That's not what really happened. But when I explain what happened, you're like, oh, yeah, it looks like a fake glove touch, right? Blah, blah, blah. Now, when the ref says fight, we fight. It doesn't say touch gloves and then fight. When you're standing in front of each other, it says touch gloves and back up. You never did that, right? So I don't make a habit of touching gloves. If my opponent goes like this before, sometimes standing across, like here, I'll go, no. But as he runs out, if he puts his hand out, I may tap glove like that, boom. But what that is a rangefinder, especially for a longer opponent. Boom. Now you've established a distance that you're comfortable with. So the longer opponent, that may give them an advantage to establish that range. Tap gloves, now you engage, you step into that range, pow, you get hit. So touching gloves is a calculation. I don't like touching gloves because when the ref says fight, I want to fight. You've seen me fight many a time. I have a picture where 1 second in the first round, I'm up in the air throwing a kick, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go jump in the air, and then whatever I do on the fly, and I make that choice as I'm standing there looking at my opponent. Either I'm gonna run out there and feel him out jab, or I'm gonna run out there and engage. So in the second round, he did the same thing. He ran out, put his hand out. I touched. And I was like, I hate doing that. And so going in the third round, said, I'm going to press the action. I wasn't thinking anything about a glove touch. It didn't even cross my mind. I was thinking, I'm going to run across here and jump and either Superman punch him in the air or throw a tomahawk elbow if he comes inside. That was my mindset going into that. And then when I ran out, he had his hand out. So with my Superman punch, my lead arm is a rangefinder. So what I did was kind of parry his glove touch and hit him. Yeah, I connected. It wasn't the best connection, but so and then now you look at it on tape, it looks like I faked the glove touch. But why? Playing in slow motion. I'm initiating the Superman punch before there's ever any kind of glove touch. I haven't played it in slow motion, but I know what happened. I know what went through my mind, and it's a fight. You call it dirty, you call it what you want, but I know what I did, and it was not an intentional fake glove touch to Superman punch. It was a engagement at the beginning of the third round, which we're in the third round. I don't bullshit when we're in there. I'm not in there to waste 5 seconds off the clock, hugging the kid and being like, "Oh, great fight." No, I want to get you out of there. I get 3 chances, 3 5-minute chances to take you out. That's what a fight is. I wish it was all in a row, no breaks, but I get 3 chances, and I'm on my last chance. I'm not going to waste 5 seconds touching gloves with you. I'm going to engage. So that's my mindset behind that. And yeah, with that, without making an excuse, that's what happened. And like same as before, if you don't like it, you got a problem, get on my page, keep talking shit. You're up in my algorithms. Watch me fight next time. I'm gonna go in there and be me.
Oh, I appreciate, again, you diving into that as well. At the end of the day, man, you got the win, and that's what you go in there to do. But are you happy with your performance? Are you disappointed that you didn't get a finish? Because, a lot of people, including myself, thought that, this was your fight to lose, and you definitely won. But, I think some people thought maybe you could get this kid out of there.
I could have definitely got him out of there. 9 out of 10 times I finished that kid, but 1 out of 10 times he survives, and he did really well of surviving. And like I said, I played it safe. I fucked up. I missed weight. 1, I couldn't let Ocho go. 2, I'm not even eligible for a performance bonus. I had to go in there and get that win. That was a do or die situation for me. Why would I take any risks? Obviously, if it would have happened, it would have happened, but I wasn't going to risk anything happening, and I wasn't going to risk losing the fight so that I can get a bonus or whatnot. Normally, it's like I would rather lose a fight of the night war than win a boring fight. But this was by no means a boring fight. It was a show. It was entertaining. I was focused, and yeah, I'm happy with my performance. It always woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I did what I needed to do, and I beat the kid at his own game. I beat him the only place he could have beat me. So that shows nothing but dominance. And now I'm a jiu-jitsu expert, and I'm also a seasoned striker. So they should have known, man. You should have known. I got 24-second submission. I got 59-second submission, and I got a minute, 16-second submission. So like, you should have known. I was doing the same thing that he's doing when I was his age. I just had a lot tougher fights, and so I took some L's for it. But I'm here now, and I'm better for it.
So after this win here, how many fights left do you have on your UFC contract, and when are you hoping to get back in there next?
I believe I have 1 more on my contract, and I'm not sure if you're aware how they do things, but sometimes they'll let you fight that out, and then you're a free agent up for negotiations, and sometimes they'll re-sign you when you have 1 fight left, so that you're not, it's basically if they want to keep you or not. If they let you fight that last fight, then obviously it's a do or die, or you're worth more if you win, you're worth less if you lose. So I think I might get another con. I'm not forcing anything. I know I just want to be active this year. I know I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay in the UFC. I'm going to be around for a long time, and I want to fight again, likely in August. It's all about the right opportunity right now. I need a big fight, or I need a win. I got to be consistent, put together a nice win streak, and when I fight those top 10, top 15 opponents, I'm gonna be getting paid for it this time, rather than on the local level or the LFA level, where I'm fighting extremely tough opponents, going through 5-round wars and getting a few grand for it. It's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars next time I do that. So I'm going to take my time, take the proper steps, build the pyramid from the ground up, and quit trying to hop to the top, because if I do that, you get knocked down, and I'm just going to keep building up, because that's where I'm going.
So give me a couple names. Who comes to mind that you think would make sense for you next? If you could call your shot, is there 1 or 2 people that stand out over the others?
Well, I don't want to call it a lose. I already called out Nate Landwehr. I didn't look at his record. I didn't look at his recent fights or whatnot. But I think that's still a really good fight. That he's a loudmouth, talks a lot of shit. He'll sell the fight for me. I'll just keep it real. I'll just address what he says. You know, he's type. He's blah, 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 blah. He'll sell the fight for me. So it's a great fight for me, and he'll bang. He's a banger. So that's a performance bonus or a fight of the night type fight. Um, let's run it, Nate Landwehr. Um, Somewhere down the road, I want to fight Caceres again, but you know he's on a good win streak, and that's a back pocket fight. We could fight in a main event in my next contract, or you know for good money. Um, yeah, and you know there's big fights out there, but I don't have any enemies in this sport. I don't want to call people out left and right, make enemies. I'm not in the habit of doing that. I understand it's a business. I understand I'm capable of fighting on the top level. I just need to take the steps to get there, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm being patient. So yeah, since I already said his name, Nate Landwehr, Nate the Train, prepare to derail.
Okay, I like it. Well, again, Ocho, congrats on the win, man. You D1 at that over Chase Hooper at UFC 263. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, my man. Before I do let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, go ahead and follow me at 8Ocho08. Trying to blow this social media thing up. I'm starting a YouTube channel, Ocho TV. Go ahead, hop on there, subscribe. You know, I only got a couple videos, my highlight and whatnot, but we're working on a hell of a lot of content. You're gonna see a whole nother side of me, basically who I am outside of the octagon as a friend, as a person, as a father. Um, the fun version of me as a coach. There's 8 sides to me. Yeah, you've only met Ocho, Steven, and the Man of Steel. Like Man of Steel, he run through a fucking blender and come out no facial expression. Uh, Ocho, he's a dog. You don't want to take the leash off. You don't want to meet that guy. You guys have met him in the cage. And Steven, he's the intelligent. Whatever, if you want to call him intelligent, whatever. He's the one that thinks things through. So there's 5 more sides to me, and so follow Ocho or subscribe to Ocho TV on YouTube, and we're gonna start sharing those sides as well. I want to thank my team, Fortis MMA, my training partners and coaches, Safe Sawood, Tony Mack, Mike Scatia. Man, I got to name these guys because they all deserve respect, especially the ones that put in the time, blood, sweat, and tears. Um, Stevie Wynn, I know he was injured, continue to hold, work with me, hold pads, kick with me, spar with me. He fought through an injury just so I can get ready for this fight. Um, Dylan Martinez, jiu-jitsu cat. You know, I told him at the beginning, that's Kent. You're mine for the next 6 weeks. Hold him over there, and he got better, but he went through a hell of a camp with me. So thanks for putting in the blood, sweat, and tears with me. You guys made it possible, and then my sponsors, man. You guys, I haven't fought in a year and a half. I maxed out my credit cards. I was in debt going into this fight. I I couldn't have done it without you guys. I only was able to pay the bills and not have to sell all my shit because of my sponsors. Thank you, Chicken Snacks, Hutch's Barbecue. You've been with me since the beginning. By the way, had nothing to do with the weight. I haven't had Hutchins in like a month and a half, 2 months. So I'll see you guys on Sunday, Hutchins. Thanks for being there since the beginning. CWL.law. They started sponsoring me for that fight before I got injured, and then had to back out. So they stuck with me through that in between time when I didn't know how I was going to make it work until the next fight. I was injured. So CWL.law, litigation lawyer, check them out. Team of great lawyers and great people in general. Limitless Sport Picks. If you're into sports betting, check them out. I think they got the best record is 100 or 500 to 300 or something. So they're making their clients money. So check them out. New Lifespan. You can get them at OchoMMA.com. It's all about the focus, and they have this product called Myelin 6. Absolutely incredible focus. It unlocks your alpha mindset. Dank Vodka for the post-fight victory drinks. Chandler cabinets for custom cabinets. Solid Saunas. If you want a solid sauna at your house, go to solidsaunas.com. Absolutely amazing. And for it, thanks, guys. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks to the fans, and even more thanks to the haters. Keep hating until you love me. See you next time. Get your Ocho swag at FightFitLifestyle.com. I will see y'all soon. Bam.